Hey there, we are working now on lesson 18, and this is still module 3, but we're really getting close to the end here. Lesson 18 is on figuring out the distance on the coordinate plane. So the opening exercise, it says 4 friends are touring on motorcycles. How fun. They come to an intersection of 2 roads. The road they are on continues straight and the other is perpendicular. So I'm going to just kind of draw what I'm reading right there. So they come to an intersection, right? So there's the intersection. And the other is perpendicular to sign. Perpendicular means that they're forming a right angle. The sign at the intersection shows the distances to several towns. Draw a map or diagram of the roads and use it and the information on the sign to answer the following questions. So I'm looking at Albert. If I went this way 8 miles, I would end up at Albertsville. And if I went this way in 3 miles, I would be at Blossville. If I continued, and went 12 miles, I would end up in Cheyenne. So now I'm thinking maybe Wyoming, I don't know. Dewey Falls would go this way 6 miles. Just putting a date. Okay, I'm just kind of sketching out what I'm reading. And this says, what is the distance between Albertsville and Dewey? So if I went, I don't know, does it say that I'm supposed to draw anything? I would say I would draw. So I would go boo, 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 boo. Okay, so here's the 0 point. And it said I went this far, right? 8 miles for Albertsville. And then Dewey Falls was this far, 6. There's D. Okay, so I'm going a distance of 8, and I'm going a distance of 6. So that must mean, we are at 8 plus 6 is 14 miles. Do I have to say anything more than that? I drew it, I've explained it, I've added it, I think we're good, and I labeled it. What is the distance between Blossville, so that Blossville and, I'll draw right over here. Blossville from this 0 point went up 3 miles, right? So there's the B for Blossville. But then Cheyenne continued up. Here's the 12, right? That's Charlie, but I'm not going to stop. Okay, so now what I have to do is go from 3 to 12. So actually 12 minus 3 to find the difference. And I'm thinking 9 and 3 is 1 less than 10, when you go 10 and 3 is 13 minus 1. Okay, so 9 miles is the distance between those 2 places, right here and right here. Okay, and then, let's see, I still have one more question. On the coordinate plane, what represents the intersection of the 2 roads? Well, guess what? The origin. The origin is 0, 0, 0, 0. Boom, right there. Okay, next thing. We are on to, I'm going to enlarge this. It says, consider the points -4, 0, and 5, 0. So again, I really do draw stuff out. So I go -4, 0, -4, 0, and then it said go over 5, 0. So those are where those points would be. Here's 0. What do the ordered pairs have in common? And okay, so let me answer that first. What do you notice? I'm looking at that 0, that the y coordinate is equals 0. Okay. And then it says, what does that mean about their location in the coordinate plane? Well, the location, remember, this is the x-axis, the y. Both, I'm going to say, are on the x-axis, okay? And that's the horizontal part of the number line, okay? How did we find the distance between 2 numbers on the number line? Oh my gosh, well, the absolute value of those numbers, right, which is told by the numbers, how far, remember magnitude? That was a question that came on the mid-module. So on this number line, here's my 0, and I'm dealing with a -4, and then over here I have a 5. And so the absolute value of this distance is 4. The absolute value of -4 is equal to 4. Okay. Then what is the magnitude? What is this distance? Absolute value of 5 is equal to 5. Boom, got that. So now, okay, so how did we find the distance between two numbers on the number line? We located them on opposite sides of that 0. I'm showing that. Then we add their absolute values. I'm going to do a little plus sign. So that equals, do I have to put it there? Can I put it down there? I'm going to put it down here below. So the absolute value of -4 is equal to 4. And the absolute value of 5 is equal to 5. Just thinking magnitude. What is the distance? So then we're going to add the 4 plus 5. Oh my gosh, equals 9. Not that the math is hard, but it's just like the understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. So the distance is 9. I'm going to put 9 units. Okay, got that. Scooting this up a little bit. So then the length of a line segment on an axis. So consider the line segment with endpoints 0, -6, 0, -6, and then 0, whoa, I got to go way down here, 0, -11. What do the ordered pairs of the endpoints have in common? Two-part question. What does that mean about the line segment's location in the coordinate plane? Okay, 2 questions. So first I look at those and I look for commonalities, and I see, remember this is the X, this is the Y. So I see that we have so I didn't go, the X coordinate equals 0, right? So we've got that taken care of. And then those points are lying on the y-axis. They're both on the y-axis. Maybe I should put that too. Both points are on the y-axis. Got it. So then if the endpoints lie on the, you know what I think I'm going to have to do? I'm jumping the gun here, but I think I'm going to have to do some subtraction, I think. But maybe it's with absolute value. Let's see. So now it says, okay, find the length of the line segment described by finding the distance between those endpoints. So we're going to go with our -6. Absolute value is 6. And I also have -11. That absolute value is 11 too. Okay, so 6 and 11. Now that I have those and they're on this side, they're both on the one side of that x-axis, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 11 and I'm going to subtract the 6, and that equals 5. So the distance between 0, -6 and 0, -11 is a total of 5 units. And if I had grid paper, this would totally show up. We could shade it in what the distance was. So, okay, let's go to the next page. So now we're on example 3. The length of a horizontal or vertical line segment that does not lie on an axis. Okay, so it's not going to be on the X, it's not going to be on the Y. Consider the line segment with endpoints. So I just do a little drawing. If you've got graph paper, you could do that too. So here's my 0. I'm going to go over -3, and then I'm going to go up 3. So then I'm going to go -3, 3. Then I'm also going to go -3, -5. So -3, -5. What do the endpoints, which are represented by the ordered pairs, have in common? Well, -3, -3, you know what? They're in line with each other. So both endpoints have the x coordinate, if you can read my writing, oh my gosh, have an x coordinate of that -3, so that they lie on a vertical line that intersects. Here's my x, here's my y, they intersect. It goes across that x-axis, okay? This means that the endpoints of that line segment is on a vertical line. Okay, find the length. Now I have to do my calculation. So if the endpoints are on the same vertical line, we only need to find the distance between that 3. So the ones that are the same, we know that's where the vertical line is, or it could be horizontal. Now we just look at those other numbers, okay? So I'm going to go with the absolute value of 3 is 3. And I'm going to go with the absolute value of -5 is 5. So I have those taken care of. Now the numbers are on opposite sides of 0. Okay, so if they're on opposite sides of the 0, guess what? I'm going to add. So really I'm saying this is a distance of 3, this is a distance of 5. So I'm going to take my 3 plus my 5 is 8, and I'm going to just write the distance between those 2 points. I could write it out more completely, but I'm just going to say the distance between -3 and -3, -5 is 8 units. That's my final answer on that one. So then I'm going to go up to exercise, or I'm just moved my page up. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, find the lengths of the line segments whose endpoints are given below. I don't know if I'll draw each of these out, but we'll see. Because I'm just looking, okay, there's a negative, there's a negative. So guess what? Actually, sometimes I just do. If I'm over here, and -3, 4, -3, 9, they're on the same side. They both have the x coordinate of -3, so they're on a number, the vertical line passes through -3. They're on the x-axis. Here's my x, here's my y. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my absolute value of 4, which is 4, and my absolute value of 9, which is 9, and I get to subtract them. 9 minus 4 is 5. So if I went with a different color, I could just say that this segment right here, this is the 9, this is the 4, this distance is 5. Okay, so let's look at this next one. I've got -2, -2. So I'm going to just kind of draw that one out too. So if I go over 2, down -2, and then I go over -8, down. Okay, so here's my line, right? Here's my 0. So I get to, and it crosses the y-axis. So this way, what I'm going to do is take the absolute value of 2, this is 2, and the absolute value of -8 is 8. So I'm going to take those two. I'm taking this distance, which was the 8, and this distance, which is the 2. I'm going to add them together. Oh my gosh. I just have to think through what am I doing and why am I doing that? And what does it look like? Because I do little illustrations. Okay. -6, -6. So if I drew -6, -6 is down here. And if I go -6, -6, 1, it's up here. So my line is going vertically. I know this and this are the same, -6, -6. So I'm really looking at the y coordinate. So the absolute value of -6 is 6. The absolute value of 1 is 1. So now I'm going, and I want to know what is the distance of this. I think I need to add them. So if I have 6 plus 1 is 7. I haven't been writing units on here, on any of these. I hope you noticed that and fixed yours. Okay. So I need to add units because that's our measurement. Okay, so we've got 7 units there. And then let's go to a different color here. And we'll go, okay, I see this one is the same, this is the same. And if I just drew that out, -9 up 4, and then -4, well, -9 up 4, -4 up 4. So it is like that. Here's 0, here's my x, here's my y. But it's on the same side, like it's over here. It doesn't cross an axis. So I think I need to go -9. The absolute value of -9 is 9. The absolute value of -4 is 4. Okay, and so on that one, I am going to subtract, because I'm out here, but I'm also out here, and I just want that distance, that segment. So 9 minus 4 is 5 units. Got it. Okay. Let's go in for another color. Okay. Last problem on this page. 0, blah, blah, blah. Look for the one in common, in common, in common. Here's the 0. 0, -11 would be someplace there. 0, 8. Wait, maybe I did that wrong. 0, -11 is going to be here. Sorry. Boom, boom. This is our -11. So I'm 0 and I'm up to 8. So look at that. I'm going to do this distance plus this distance to find the whole total distance. So let me go. Absolute value of -11 is 11. Absolute value of 8 is 8, and I am going to add those up to get a grand total of 19 units. Oh my gosh, ding, 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 ding. Okay, we are done with the, no, this is just the classwork part. So you checked your answers, you're doing great, then you're ready to move on to the problem set and then do your exit ticket.